Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
One of the reasons we liked Cedric Benson as a sleeper last year was because he was going to be one of the few feature backs on a team. In the NFL today, a lot of running back by committees, and so anybody that really is going to be the main runner and is already committed to be the main runner on a team, hey, they hold value in the NFL today, and especially in fantasy leagues, as they're going to get the ball, 20 plus times, and you just don't see that happen in the NFL that much anymore. Have a good season Benson did, as he ran for over 1,000 yards easily. He did post 6 touchdowns, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but I think that had to do mostly with the back end of the year, as he was coming off the injury and teams were really locking down on the running game and they weren't respecting the passing game, because really all they had at the end was Chad Ochocinco, because Lavernius Coles was a bust, and obviously the unfortunate death of Chris Henry that really allowed them to not be able to stretch the field, and they didn't really have any option at tight end to help out as well. So, but before that, boy, Benson, the first half of the season, he was just an absolute stud. He had two games over 100 yards rushing against the Baltimore Ravens last year. He also, I think the highlight game for him was when he ran for 37 carries for 189 yards and a touchdown against the Chicago Bears. He had kind of a redemption game there. A big game for him. I think it was a coming out party for him officially that, he is ready to be the running back that we thought he could be coming out of college, out of Texas. And he's rededicated himself to the game, and he's looking really good. One thing I was happy to see, although he did have a couple 100-yard games when he came back from the injury in the end of the season. He really wasn't showing that explosion, but that wasn't. And once he got to the playoffs, the game he played against the playoffs, remember, he had 21 carries, 169 yards, and he had that long 47-yard touchdown run. That was really nice to see. I was happy to see that hip, he looked like he had fully healed, and he was back and ready to roll. He looked fabulous in that game against the Jets defense, remember. So, with Benson, one thing I really like with him is that, good defenses, especially it seems like 3-4 style defenses, they just dominate. He ran for 141 yards against the Green Bay Packers. Very good. They were the number 1 defense against the run last year, remember. They run a 3-4 defense. He had success against the Steelers the first time that he played them, and that was a 3-4 defense. You got the Baltimore Ravens, you got the New York Jets. So he really established that he could run the ball very well against those 3-4 style defenses that are typically good against the run. So that is something that's very encouraging to see going into this season coming up. This year, Benson's got, I believe, the 13th easiest schedule against the run. So, that's pretty good in the division that he plays in. I do believe that the Steelers and the Ravens will be a bit better against the run, but still, it looks like Benson, again, he's going to be one of the few, hang him and bang him, he's going to be one of the few feature running backs out there in the NFL these days. There's just not a ton of them out there. I do believe he's going to definitely improve on those touchdown totals, as now they have some more targets there. They've got Chad Ochocinco. They went out and they got Jermaine Gresham, who they should ease into the lineup. And then they also went out and got Antonio Bryant. So those are people that you have to respect, and that will help Cedric Benson as well.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football.